Hola chicos, we're going to take some notes over ser versus estar today. So first question we want to ask ourselves is, what do both of these verbs mean? And if you recall, they mean to be. So we're going to take a look at ser. We have Dr. E. Ser to help us remember, and that Dr. E is what we're using to talk about the different descriptions or ways, rather, to use ser. So here we have Dr. E down the side there. So D stands for description. Here we have an example. La escuela es muy grande. We are describing the school. We're saying the school is very big. O stands for occupation. La mujer es doctora, so the woman is a doctor, or ustedes son estudiantes. Characteristic is what C stands for. La chica es inteligente y cómica. T stands for time. So here we have a sentence that includes time. Son las 2:30 de la tarde. O, the second O here, stands for origin. Nosotros somos de Ecuador. We are from Ecuador. It's our origin, the place we are from. R stands for relation or relación. Ella es su hija. She is her daughter. And relationships between family members, things like that. The last one, E, stands for event location. And in level 2, this was one that we did talk about a little bit. It's anytime we're talking about what, like in this, the example sentence we have here is El partido es en el estadio. So the game is taking place in the stadium. The game is in the stadium. It's where the location, the event, which is the game in this case, is located. So here we just have, once again, all of our ways to remember to use ser: description, occupation, characteristic, time, origin, relation, and event location. So then what I want you to do is think about these. Which one of these sentences, in which one of these sentences are we using a description? So you should have identified La casa es grande. For occupation, take a minute there to kind of read through those. I'll give you a second, or you can pause as well. Think of what that would be. You should have identified the sentence that says, ustedes son estudiantes. Being a student, you all are students. Students is your full-time job. Characteristic or característica. This one will be, yo soy atlético y estudioso. Time, which one includes time? That will be the fourth one down, son las 11 de la mañana. Origin. Remember, this is one where you're talking about where you're from. So we have tú eres de Costa Rica. And the last one is relation. And this one should be the top one. Ella es mi madre. So now let's take a look at estar. And we say estar is the place to be. We're using place this time. So here we have place on the side. The first one stands for position. El cantarito está al lado de Papa John's. We're going to see a lot of prepositions here. Location. Nosotros estamos en la escuela. We are located in the school right now. Action. This one uses the present progressive. Yo estoy preparando la cena. So here we have our form of estar, and then ando or yendo. To say, like, I am preparing dinner. Don't forget that when you use the present progressive, it means it's something that's happening right now at this exact moment. C stands for condition. Ellos están enfermos. This is something that's always changing. So today they might be sick, tomorrow they might not be. And the last one here in place is E for emotion. Tú estás feliz hoy. You are happy today. Your emotions are always changing. So once again, position, location, action, condition, emotion, and we have our examples here. And this one I always use. How you feel and where you are, I always use the verb estar. And that goes with our how you feel. That's our conditions and emotions, where you are, positions, and locations. So now let's take a minute to look and see at the different sentences. If you're following along in class, you can actually draw lines here. But for those of you who are taking notes at home, just think these through for a little bit. So which one of these sentences is using place with estar? One is el lápiz está encima de la mesa. We're using the preposition, the pencil is on top of the table. How about for location? We should have picked the second sentence. El señor Martinson está en su oficina. His location, he is in the office. Action. Action. This would be the top one. It uses the present progressive. Ella está jugando al fútbol. Condition. The fourth one down here. Ustedes no están enfermos. You are not sick. And the last one is emotion. And that leaves us with the middle one here. Yo estoy enojado hoy. I am angry today. And for those of you following at home, you can go ahead and skip this part. If you have any questions, please make sure you let me know. We're going to be practicing next. Hola chicos. Today we're going to be taking notes over subject pronouns as well as the verb ser. So we're talking about subject pronouns first. And when we look at subject pronouns, we kind of organize them into a verb chart, which if you guys remember last year learning about verbs, it really matters where you place which pronoun so that you can conjugate the verb correctly to kind of match that pronoun. So here we have I, when we want to say I, that is yo in Spanish. When we're talking to you or just using you in general as a subject pronoun, you use tú, tu, and that U has an accent over it. To say he, we have él, and the E has an accent over it. She is ella. You in the formal form is usted, and that can be abbreviated UD. You will use the usted form or the formal you when you're talking to elders, talking to someone that you've just met. If you were talking to, for example, your building principal, you would use that. Pretty much anyone who is older than you, just to kind of be respectful towards them. At the top right here, we have the nosotros and nosotras, which is we in Spanish. And nosotros is going to be a group of either all guys or a mixture of guys and girls in the group. And then nosotras with the AS at the end, that will be a group of all girls. In the middle there, then right underneath that, we're using you all or you all, y'all. This is primarily used in Spain. It's a little less formal than you all found in the very bottom one. But like I said, primarily used in Spain. Most other places you'll use the other you all. Talk about in a minute. So we have vosotros and vosotras. This follows the same rules as the nosotros and nosotras usages above. So vosotros with an OS is going to be either all guys or guys and girls. And the vosotras form will be only all girls. And then the very bottom right box there for subject pronouns, we're saying they, and it's going to be all guys or guys and girls, and that's ellos. And we're using all girls only, then that becomes ellas. And then finally, if you want to say you all, you use ustedes, and this can be abbreviated UDS. Another thing, there's other ways that you can kind of break up this chart. First of all, this left-hand side, all of these are singular people. So this is the singular side of the chart. Everybody on the right-hand side, this is all plural, implying groups of people. The top row, when you look across this way, this is considered first person because first person is I, and so this yo form, that's I, and then nosotros or nosotras is also including yourself. So it's also I and then somebody else, someone else, and I. Middle rung kind of going across. This is the second person. A lot of times teachers will tell you you can't write in the second person when you're writing a paper, and that's the you there with the you or the y'all or you all. And then the bottom rung here going across, this is third person when you're talking about other people. So you're talking about he or she in this case, and they or they or you all, and that's the third person. So we're going to talk about ser now, and it'll be important to kind of think back about to our subject pronouns here when we look at the verb chart. So hopefully you remember that ser, the verb, means to be. When we have and conjugate the verb and are putting it into the different forms, we're saying I am, we have soy, you are, this is the to form is eres, he is or she is or you are if it's you're using the usted form is es, we are, that's somos, y'all are or you all are is sois. Once again, this is the vosotros form primarily used in Spain. And then down here we have they are. This could be boys and girls or just girls. And then you all are, and that is son. So the 6 different forms of ser here. Once again, just running through the verbs, we have soy, eres, es, somos, sois, and son. So unos ejemplos, some examples. Here, our first sentence, we have ellos son estudiantes in Chesterton High School. They are students at Chesterton High School. So our subject here is ellos. So we're looking in the box for the ellos form, and that is son for our verb. Otro ejemplo. Tú eres de Indiana. You are from Indiana. So tú is our subject pronoun here. So we want the to form of the verb. So we look in the to form box, and that is eres. Es la 1:30 de la tarde. We were talking about time last week, and we mentioned that anytime we talk about 1 o'clock, we're using es. Yo soy tu hermana. I am your sister. Here, I or yo is the subject, so we're using the yo form of our verb, which is soy. And finally, we have nosotros somos simpáticos. We are friendly. So we have the nosotros form, and then we're using the nosotros form of the verb, which is somos. If you have any questions, just send me an email. But otherwise, good luck on the next step that you're doing for today. Adios.